Every moment from now onwards till the class is over is our serious, sincere, dedicated, committed sadhana. Sadhana is to bring to the focus of our mind of whatever chantings we are doing or the listening study we are doing of Bhagavata Purana. Om Sahanavavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhetamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sachidanandarupaya Vishwotpatyadihetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha. Dharma Projhidakaitavotra Paramo Nirvatsaranam Satam Vedyam Vastavamatra Vastu Shivadam Tapatrayonmulanam Srimad-Bhagavate Mahamuni-krute Kim va parairishvaraha Sadyo hrudyavarudyate Trakrutivihi Shushrushuvistakshanad Yam pravrajantamanupedamapeta-krutyam Dvaipayano virahakatara ajubhava Putreti tanmayataya taravo vineduhu Tam sarvabhuta hrudayam munimanatosmi Achaturvadano brahma Dvibahuraparo harihi Afalalochanaha shambhuhu Bhagavan Badarayanaha Narayanam namaskritya Naram chaiva narottamam Devim saraswatim vyasam Tato jayamudirayet Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya Om yontah praveshya mama vachamimam prasuptam Sanjeevayatyakila shaktidhara swadhamna Anyanscha hastacharana shravana tvagadena pranan Namo bhagavate purushaya tubhyam समस्त देवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो ब्राह्मणेभ्यो आचार्येभ्यो भक्तेभ्यो साधुभ्यो साधकेभ्यो तीर्थेभ्यो क्षेत्रेभ्यो अवतारेभ्यो नमः शास्त्रेभ्यो नमः अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण आचार्येभ्यो नमः परब्रह्मणे महाविष्णवे ब्रह्मणे सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नारदाय वेदव्यासाय शुकब्रह्मर्षये सूतमहामुनये शौनकादिऋषिभ्यो वैशम्पायनादिऋषिभ्यो अत्र्यादिऋषिभ्यो प्रह्लादादिभक्तजनेभ्यो यो मत्स्यादि अवतारेभ्यो आदित्यादिनवग्रह देवताभ्यो दक्षिणामूर्तिदत्तात्रेय हयग्रीवादिगुरुभ्यो आदिपराशक्तिमात्रे श्रीमाता पितृदेवताभ्यो नमः आद्य शंकराचार्यादिगुरुभ्यो नमः अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कन्धः मुक्तिर्हित्वा अन्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः अथ सप्तविंशोऽध्यायः श्रीभगवानुवाच. Let us chant from the mantra number 30 onwards. Okay. Om Chandano Shira Karpura Kunkuma Guruvasitaihi Salilaihi Snapayen Mantraihi Nityada Vibhave Sati Swarnagharmanuvakena Maha Purusha Vidyaya Paurushenapi Suktena सामभिः राजनादिभिः वस्त्रोपवीताभरण पत्रस्रग्गन्धलेपनैः अलङ्कुर्वीत स प्रेमः मद्भक्तो मां यथोचितं पाद्यमाचमनीयं च गन्धं सुमनसोक्षतान् धूपदीपोपहार्याणि दद्यान्मे श्रद्धयार्चकः गुडपायससर्पींषि षष्कुल्यापूपमोदकान् संयावदधिसूपांश्च नैवेद्यं सति कल्पयेत् अभ्यङ्गोन्मर्दनादर्श दन्तधावाभिषेचनम् अन्नाद्यगीतनृत्यादि पर्वणे स्युरुतान्वहं विधिना विहिते कुण्डे मेखलागर्तवेदिभिः अग्निमाधाय परितः समोहेत् पाणिनोदितं परिस्तीर्याथ पर्युक्षेद अन्वाधाय यथाविधे प्रोक्षण्यापाद्य द्रव्यासाद्य द्रव्याणि प्रोक्ष्याग्नौ भावयेत मां तप्तजाम्बोनदप्रख्यं शङ्खचक्रगदाम्बुजैः लसच्चतुर्भुजं शान्तं पद्मकिञ्जल्कवाससं स्फुरत्किरीटकटक कटिसूत्रवराङ्गदं श्रीवत्सवक्षसम्भ्राजत कौस्तुभं वनमालिनं ध्यायन्नभ्यर्च्य दारोणे हविषाभिघृतानि च रास्याज्यभागावाघारौ दत्त्वा चाज्यप्लुतं हविः जुह्यान्मूलमन्त्रेण षोडशर्चावदानतः धर्मादिभ्यो यथा न्यायं मन्त्रैः शिष्टकृतं बुधः अभ्यर्च्याथ नमस्कृत्य पार्षदेभ्यो बलिं हरेत् मूलमन्त्रं जपेत् ब्रह्म स्मरन्नारायणात्मकं दत्त्वा च मनमुच्छेषं विश्वक्सेनाय कल्पयेत् मुखवासं सुरभिमथ ताम्बूलाद्यमथार्हयेत् उपगायन गृणन नृत्यन्न कर्मण्यभिनयन् मम मत्कथाः श्रावयन् शृण्वन् मुहूर्तमक्षणिको भवेत् स्तवैरुच्चावचैः स्तोत्रैः पौराणैः प्राकृतैरपि स्तुत्वा प्रसीद भगवन् इति वन्देत दण्डवतो शिरोमत्पादयोः कृत्वा बाहुभ्यां च परस्परं प्रपन्नं पाहि माम् ईश भीतं मृत्युग्रहार्णवात् इति शेषां मया दत्तां शिरस्याधाय सादरम् उद्वासयेच्चेदुद्वास्यं ज्योतिर्ज्योतिषि तत्पुनः अर्चादिषु यदा यत्र श्रद्धा मां तत्र चार्चयेत् सर्वभूतेष्वात्मनि च सर्वात्माहमवस्थितः एवं क्रियायोगवधैः पुमान् वैदिकतान्त्रिकैः अर्चन्नुभयतः सिद्धिं मत्तो विन्दत्यभीप्सिताम् मदर्चां सम्प्रतिष्ठाप्य मन्दिरं कारयेत् दृढम् पुष्पोद्यानानि रम्याणि पूजायात्रोत्सवाश्रितान् पूजादीनां प्रवाहार्थं महापर्वस्वथान्वहं क्षेत्रापणपुरग्रामान् दत्त्वा मत्साष्टितामियात् प्रतिष्ठया सार्वभौमं सद्मना भुवनत्रयं पूजादिना ब्रह्मलोकं त्रिभिर्मत्साम्यतामियात् मामेव नैरपेक्षेण भक्तियोगेन विन्दते भक्तियोगं स लभते एवं यः पूजयेत माम यः स्वदत्तां परैर्दत्तां हरेत सुरविप्रयोः वृत्तिं स जायते विड्भुग वर्षाणाम् अयुतायुतं कर्तुश्च सारथेर्हेतोः अनुमोदितुरेव च कर्मणां भागिनः प्रेत्य भूयो भूयसि तत्फलम् इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायाम् 11 स्कन्धे 27 ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ श्रीकृष्णा शरणं मम श्रीभागवत शरणं मम श्रीसद्गुरुशरणं मम श्रीसोता शरणं मम श्रीशुकदेव शरणं मम श्रीव्यास शरणं मम श्रीनारद शरणं मम श्रीकुमार शरणं मम श्रीब्रह्मा शरणं मम श्रीविष्णु शरणं मम श्रीपरब्रह्म शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम शरणं मम शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव 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 हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव ॐ मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुण्ठे नास्त्ययं रसा अदप्यबन्धु सद्भाग्याः मामुञ्चतकर्हित ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ श्रीकृष्णपरब्रह्मणे नमः श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कन्धः मुक्तिरित्वान्यथा रूपम् स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः ॐ अथ सप्तविंशोऽध्यायः श्रीभगवानुवाच This way, slowly, we spend our time in the remembrance of Lord. Then only we can spend the time rightly in engaging all our faculties for the Lord. What all spiritual sadhana says is only these two things. First, entire faculties are brought into our control concentration. Then they are used for the service of the world to clear all our debts and obligation. Thereafter, they are purified, divinized, fully controlled and mastered by using all of them in the service of the totality or in the service of the Lord or Bhagavan. When this way for a long period of time it is done, then when we look at our own antakarana, after doing all this, we find this antakarana is in the Shuddha Sattva Guna, where there are no the Ragadvesha Kama Krodhadi Rajoguna, there is no forgetfulness, laziness, lethargy, non-thinking, dullness of the Tamoguna. In the absence of this Rajas Tamas, in the presence of the Shuddha Sattva Guna, in the Antakarana, then we are introduced to with the Tattva Jnana, the Atma Jnana, the Brahma Jnana of the Upanishads. After studying which, after deeply contemplating on which, we discover as our own self that one particular truth or the Parama Atma, which is mentioned in the Upanishad Vedanta Granthas as Brahma Tattva. And in the discovery and experience of that Brahma Tattva, all travel, all journey, all spiritual sadhanas end. After the experience of that, as said in all the Shastras, there is nothing remains to be done, remains to be reached, remains to be gained, remains to be obtained, etc. And no more again coming back from that level, again back to the worldly samsara due to any of the moha or any of the brahma ityadi. So this is what through all the shastras we are taught to do the spiritual sadhana. Here also in the Ekadasha Skandha, whether the sequential asking of Uddhavaji or the sequential answering of Krishna Bhagavan, whatever, There are the four things that are taught to us. First, theoretically, the entire Adhyatmika Jivana is explained in many, many chapters. Thereafter, while explaining to us the practical aspects, the first aspect of practicality was taught by Bhagavan Krishna through Uddhava to all of us is the Varna Ashrama Achara as a duty, after which definitely to a great extent the faculties come under our control, to a great extent the impurities of the inner bosom are removed. Thereafter, we can see in many chapters the glory of Paramatma is taught, and we are taught as to how to be devotee of Him. Already in 4 5 chapters that was done. In this very particular chapter, which is under study, the 27 also, we are practically told how to express the devotion to the Lord if we are already devotees, or how to develop the devotion to the Lord if we are convinced that if we are devotee of Lord and surrender to Him by His grace, both the bhukti comes to us of this world and every world, as well as mukti comes to us of merging in Him or experiencing the essential self. And then again and again, in the earlier chapters also, little bit here and in the future chapters also, again we will be told about the fourth aspect of the Tattva Jignasa. The first thing is theoretically why we have to be spiritual. Thereafter, practically, how to be spiritual in this aspect. First, the life to be lived according to dharma called as varnashrama. This is the second thing. First thing is to understand why spirituality. Second is the first step of how spirituality of fully understanding and following the life of dharma, that is varna ashrama vyavastha. Then in the third step as well as in the second step of sadhana, how we do the upasana of Paramatma. In the fourth one, with that upasana yukta antakarana, which is now fully with faith about Paramatma, which is also freed from the ahammama, which is also freed from the restlessnesses and the wrong habits of the mind, to that antakarana, when Tattva is given, either through the Pratibimbavada, Avachedavada, the Vivartavada, or through any of the Viveka of the Atma Anatma, or Jada Chetana, or Eka Aneka, through whatever the way each Upanishad deals the teaching of Tattva in one or the other way. In some place it is Gunatraya Viveka and Gunatraya Ati Tattva. In other place, Avastatraya Viveka, then Avastatraya Ati Tattva. In some Upanishad, it is taught about Panchakosha Viveka, then the Panchakosha Ati Tattva, or this Jagra Swapna Sushupti, Yukta Jiva and Jiva Ati Tattva. In this way, every of the Upanishad teaches us one or the other technique to establish the truth. This is what essence of all that only is widely spread, whether it is in Bhagavatam, whether it is in Bhagavad Gita, whether in the Yoga system, in any of the Shastras, little bit here and there, this is what is taught. Even the Upanishad nowadays, which we are chanting in the morning, studying in the morning, Taittiriya also you can see how there the rishi is developing the topic of first told us to pray to the Lord and with the faculties. Again will be told in the subsequent chapters how we have to be disciplined, committed in our outer vyavahara. Then we also simultaneously do the upasana. How many upasana paddhatis we are taught in the Taittiriya. It is mind blowing. It is so beautiful, inspiring. Then in the next Valli we will see how the Brahma Tattva Vicharana is taught to us. So through this morning, afternoon, evening, being regularly attending our Vedanta classes, Bhakti Shastra classes, Dharma Shastra classes for at least 7, 8, 9 years, we should be thorough in our theory without any doubt regarding what as a human being we can achieve ultimate, we should achieve, along with all the techniques and means. Once this is done, the firm conviction, the firm commitment, the firm, what you say, determination and all those things, without looking here and there, without going back to earlier lifestyles of the worldliness, we just embark on the path. Day by day, life by life, we see to it that we grow in our spiritual unfoldment. Whoever have transcended the worldliness, transcended the samsara, entered into the glorious path of spirituality and reached the acme, the perfection. All of them have gone through that. Who knows from how many thousands of lives we were also praying for it, we were also looking for it. Now, in few lives, Bhagavan Guru Tattva Guru Parampara is giving us also a chance. How quickly, how certainly, how powerfully, how committedly we grab this chance, make use of it to yield the best of the result. It is in the hands of each one of us. It is in our hands. Nobody can take away this opportunity if we are able to make the best use of it. Nobody can help us if we forego this opportunity in our carelessness or inadvertence or any of the mind intellects, wrong thinkings, wrong decision, backed by the arrogance, backed by all the false habits or misguidances. So may we avoid all of them, may we feel the grace of God and Guru in the form of all these satsangas. May we extend our gratitude to them through being regular and sincere. May also we help ourselves by taking this opportunity through systematic listening in the class and beyond the class, trying as much as possible for becoming clear and ambiguous regarding every aspect of spiritual goal and means. And thereafter, no looking back, no looking here and there. That is how let us all help each other. If it is really here and now, definitely we are going to scale greater heights. If not again, when again will the mind cooperates, when again will the opportunity comes, none of us can say. बात की बात भगवान जाने, फिलहाल तो हाथ में मौका है, उसका हमें सदविनियोग करना है. In this way, after giving the two very important instructions of the or introductions in our today's initial class, let us enter into the 27th chapter, 11th Skandha, Bhagavatam Mahapuranam. What is taught here to us? The practical tips to do upasana, aradhana, archana to the Lord. The steps which are here mentioned as the Kriya Yoga being told. And by now, with last 15 or 12 days of discussion, we already might have known that what is being taught. Mote taur par. What is it taught to us? He all which we consider as mama is offered at the feet of God. All which we identify with as our faculties, they are used only for the upasana or worship of God. Then all that I in me, which had so much of mama, that I in me, which was identifying with upadhi, toward the end, this I also offered at the feet of the Lord. This is what is the upasana. In short, that is being taught to us. In this also, the two techniques, one the Vaidika, second is the Tantrika. Up to the verse 36 or 37 or 35, the the Tantrika means the Upasana Paddhati Bhagavan teaches. After that, in maybe a 7-8 shlokas, Vaidika Yajna Paddhati also precisely he teaches to us. Then, while he teaches that, we can see in his flow of teaching the synchronization of both of them, the combination of both of them. Even though Lord did not say vividly, but through his expression, we can understand that he is recommending the Mishra Paddhati. See, Vaidikaha, Tantrikaha, Mishraha, iti Trivida. This is what Bhagavan said, the Archana Paddhati. So we can say, Bhagavan is educating us in the Mishra Paddhati. He is not said directly, aisa bhi karo, vaisa bhi karo, aisa karo, whatever you like, that is what he mentioned. But while studying, we can see like that. Then toward the end, even to enhance this, cater to everybody's opportunity of doing these upasanas by establishing temples, etc. Bhagavan will talk about that topic. Every day we are reminding ourselves what is the total essence of this chapter. Thereafter, and the need of that particular thing that is taught in chapter. Thereafter, whatever the shlokas we have done, we are summarizing and we are moving ahead. And if we have more and more memory power, more and more commitment, these repeated instructions or the discussions will strengthen our understanding. Like how many days we have seen this Pururava Charitra and also the Satsanga Mahima in the 26th chapter, because of which, even though every shloka we may not remember, but the essence we have understood. In the same way, in this chapter also. So, yesterday we have come up to the verse number 22, we have seen, 23 we have seen. What is the essence of this 22, 23? Ki you are not worshipping the stone in front of you, whether it is Salagrama or Shivalinga or any brass ityadi made Archa Murti. Then whom are you worshipping? The life God, the Lord with the full life alone we are worshipping. Then if we are worshipping the fully living God there, how to bring him into that? To bring him into that, first invoke the living God who is almost very much there in your own heart. Then bring the heart from your own heart through your bhavana, bring that Lord from your own heart through bhavana into the Murti. Once you bring the Lord into the Murti, after that it is no more any Vigraha or anything, it is Bhagavan only. Just like I having this Dehendra Mana Buddhyadi, which are otherwise dead matter, is enlivened because of presence of Paramatma. In the same way, by invoking Paramatma in those idols, you must know that those idols are the enlivened murtis. After that, how I conduct with my own self when I am enlivened, with others who are living people, in the same way, we have to do all the conduction, interaction with the Bhagavan who is now invoked into the idol. With myself and with other people, I do variety of interactions relatively, as a relative. But with the Lord, we do as a, He is the maintainer, manager of the whole world, including myself. So with me and others, I have a loving interaction. I have an attachment interaction. I have a duty. I have some obligation. This is how I conduct with myself and others. Now to the enlivened God in the idol, we conduct our contact with Him through this worship, etc., taking Him to be the boss of the entire universe, taking Him to be the Lord in maintaining, managing our lives also for all our success or all our happiness or all our moksha. So, in short, what is the meaning of what is said in last 2 minutes? For example, if you are doing upasana to a salagram of the Lord, when you are invoking your own self in the heart and then invoke him in the idol, now that idol is no more mere salagrama, it is Sakshat Vishnumurti. After this, whom you are doing the upasana to, whether it is dhyanam, avahanam, asanam, padhyam, arkyam, achamaniyam, not to the stone, but to Vishnumurti. And who is the Vishnumurti here? He is the same Narayana who is the Srushti Sthiti Laya Karaka at the total level, same Narayana at the Sthiti Kala who takes avatara to establish dharma, same Narayana who comes to the rescue of any bhakta whenever he calls you. And therefore, same Narayana, who now I will call to my own life, I will invite him to enter into my own life to protect me, to take care of me, to give me all the best things, ultimately, to give me his own darshan. When this is done for a long period of time, with utmost Shraddha, with utmost following of all the steps, a day will come wherein we can see the Narayana whom we have worshipped through that Salagrama starts responding and we can experience that response. This is what we have to do and achieve. Now, even now, when you close your eyes and go into your own puja room, mind me, and look at all the idols. They are all the Paramatma himself, the enlivening Paramatma himself in that form invoked, and to that living Paramatma, I am doing upasana. ये idea नहीं आया तो we are doing the upasana only to a stone and stone never responds. पत्थर कहीं रेस्पॉन्ड थोड़ी करेगा, नहीं करेगा. To respond to the living being can do. Therefore, the living being we have to invoke in that through all the prana pratishta mantras. After that, with full belief and faith, without doubt, that we are doing upasana to the living God only, we should do it. This is called as actual upasana abhyasa. For a long time when it is done, then you can so clearly see that in the Salagrama or Shivalinga or idol of any Ganapati or Matarani, your upasanas are done exactly to Bhagavan and they are received exactly by Bhagavan. If the upasana is done seriously for a maybe a 10 or 5 6 years, you can see the moment you are doing padhyam, immediately the Bhagavan's feet in the idol are seen by your own heart, and to that only you do upasana. Like that we have to develop ourselves. So too when you are doing the abhishekam to Lord, you can feel that that Shankacha Gada Padma Vishnu only in that Salagrama we are doing the abhishekam. So too when you put the chandana and kunkuma, you're not putting chandana kunkuma to the stone. We are putting to the matha or this forehead sakshat of Narayan. That anubhuti will come. Others will not understand and they think we are doing upasana to stone. If we have done this upasana for 10 years, imagining or understanding that it is the living God, we can see the finger goes and puts the chandana to the forehead of the Lord only. And a forehead of the person or Lord living when you touch it. The softness which you feel, that softness only you will feel in that salagrama when you apply chandana kunkuma. That much experience will come. Because the imagination that I am a jiva in this body, which is imagination, alone is appearing as real. Then the reality that the Lord is pervading everywhere, of that reality that Lord is pervading everywhere, if we do the abhyasa. The wrong abhyasa only made the imagination as reality. What is the wrong abhyasa made imagination as reality? That I am a jiva living in this body. It's all wrong abhyasa. It is all imagination. But we experience ourselves to a jiva living in the deha. So with the abhyasa, the wrong thing only experienced as wrong imagination only experienced as reality. With the same abhyasa patavam, abhyasa patutva, do you think the right experience will not come to us? That the Lord is permeating everywhere. Therefore, is very much available or seen by me, experienced by me in that salagrama. That much we have to do उपासना होता है वो करना है and right from the day one any doubt in this regard is wrong. Why? Because if you do the upasana, Bhagavan's anugraha, Bhagavad darshana happens. This is the thing told by the authority of Bhagavatam. In the Bhagavatam also, in this particular place, it is not said by the Suta Mahamuni to Shaunakadi. It is not said by the Shukadeva to Parikshito. It is not written by Vyasa Bhagavan. Rather, it is directly told by this Paripurna Avatara, Bhagavan Krishna himself through his own mouth. और इससे स्ट्रांग अथॉरिटी क्या चाहिए बताओ कि ऐसा करने से ये फल होएगा इस बात को बिलीव करने के लिए लास्ट 4 days this topic every day we are talking here. If our mind intellect is not accepting with the faith what is said by the Lord himself as his authority, then when will our mind and intellect or whose words our mind and intellect will accept to do the upasana to be blessed by Bhagavan? वैसे कोई जरूरत भी नहीं है हाईएस्ट अथॉरिटी वी आर गेटिंग दिस इज कॉल्ड एज द डीप फेथ माय लॉर्ड कृष्ण थ्रू माय मोस्ट डियर भागवत पुराण हैज taught me my sadhana of doing his upasana in this way and he assured through Dava to me that through this upasana the karma bandha vimokshanam nishresa prapti will come. How can I have any doubt after that? I have no doubt. Without doubt, with full faith, I keep on doing till that experience comes. These are the preparations we have to make in our heart and then keep on doing upas. Yeah. Now, yesterday, these two slokas we have seen Pinde Vaivagni Sanyut Samshuddhe Hrut Padmastam Param Mama Anvim Jiva Kalam Dhyayetu Nadante Siddha Bhavitam. So, Nadante Siddha Bhavitam. At the end of Omkara, the Siddhas do the bhavana of a pure consciousness, which has neither become the Rupa nor become the Nama. That Shuddha Chaitanya Paramatma, Rupa Nama Atita, into that they enter and remain in that only as long as they want or possible or required after Nada Anta. Means, oh, like this, 108 times they chant. By that time, entire Upasana to be done with the help of the Homa, they have achieved. This we are going to see from tomorrow in the our morning class. Tomorrow day after, 3 days we will see. In that our Pranava Rupi Mahad Brahma Upasana in the Ashtama Anuvaka of Taittiriya Shikshavalli. So here that into which they end after that way doing 108 or whatever the number they select, after the last Om is chanted, then the chanting stops, then they enter into the zone of absolute silence in which except the conscious being nothing there. Okay, so that conscious being in me, be attentive, which is experienced by all the siddhas at the end of nada, I have to feel in me. And he himself is Parabrahma, he is in the heart of you, me, and everybody. He himself is Ishvara, manager of the entire universe as well as the manager of every individual. Ishvara Sarvabhutanam Hruddeshe Arjuna Tishtati. He himself at a little gross level is called as the Mahad Brahma Hiranyagarbha, who is at the total level as well as in every individual. He himself, when he is not discovered either as Mahad Brahma or Ishvara or Parabrahma, is accepted or understood by mistake as Jiva. That Jiva in the Hridaya gets identified with Upadhi. Now that is what you and I who are talking and listening. Us, not a Jiva. Before the Jiva, what are the Mahad Tattva or Ishvara Tattva or Parabrahma Tattva is there? In that Paramatma Parabrahma Tattva, only you feel in the heart and him you invoke as Vishnu into that Salagrama. That is what he said in the next sloka. Taya Atma Bhutaya Pinde Vyapte. Okay, that Atma Vastu alone is Vyapte in this Pinda. Sampujya, having done puja of him, Tanmayaha, having fully identified with or feeling about presence of that Paramatma only in the Deha now, not Jiva. This Paramatma, whom I meditated in the heart, this Paramatma, whom I felt in the, is permeating the entire my Deha called Pindanda. Of him, after doing Atma Puja, Deho Devalaya Prokto, Jivo Deva Sanatana, Tajeda Gnanimalam Soham Bhavana Pujet, that Paramatma, Archa Disho Avahya. In the Archa Murti now, in whatever the Devata I am doing, whichever the idol I have selected, in that you do the avahana, then sthapya, you do the sthapana. Now who is he then now? Now the Lord who was the Lord of this Pindanda earlier in my heart, whom I invoked, him when I placed in that idol in front of me, when I have consciously done the sthapana of him through the mantrocharana, surite punarasma, sujakshupuna, ityadi. Now what should be my bhavana? Be careful, it's most important. The bhavana is, now I am worshipping the Lord in this idol, whether you call him as Ganapati or Vishnu, whoever he may be, who is now the Nayaka, the Lord of the entire Brahmanda. This bhavana should come. Brahma, Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka Vishnu. Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka Samba Sadashiva. I am worshipping him. आपाताल नभस्तलांत वर्ण ब्रह्मांडमाविस्फुरत् ज्योतिस्फाटिकलिंगमौलिविलसत् पूर्णेन्दुवान्तामृतैः हस्तोकाप्लुतमेकमीशमनिशं रुद्रानुवाकान् जपन् ध्याये दीप्सितसिद्धये द्रौपदं विप्रः अभिषिञ्चेत् शिवम्. See, same mantra there. Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka. He was first to recognize him. I have seen him as the Pindanda Nayaka. And this Pindanda Nayaka alone is there now invoked as Brahmanda Nayaka. Of him consciously I am doing. And remember, all this is bhavana. This bhavana, what it does, it eliminates the wrong notion. What wrong notion? The wrong notion that, be careful, listen carefully the next sentence. The wrong notion that everything is not God. How it removes that wrong notion? By saying that everything is God. How? First of all, this thing is God. The thing which was taken by me as an idol through the upasana has become a being. And that being is none other than the Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka. That Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka, the being whom I have seen here now, he is already everywhere there. But I trained myself to see him there. Now with that training, any stone I see in the world, anything I see in the world is nothing but that Paramatma only. That Paramatma Tattva, which is discovered through meditation by negating everything in the Jnana Dhyana Marga, in the Upasana, is the same Paramatma discovered by this Upasana Paddhati with utmost Shraddha. This is what? To that Lord, who is Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka, having done Upasana for a long time, when the full faith Shraddha is developed in front of him, when you put all the applications of the desires or demands of for your own self, for your family members, for the society, for the nation, for the all Jiva Rashi, that Brahmanda Nayaka will answer. But our prayer right from the beginning is what? Antakarana Shuddhi. After that, Nishreyasa Prapti. This is our goal. After that, what Lord use, how the Lord uses this upadhi for his service, it is his choice. उनको छोड़ दो, वो चाहते हैं तो हमको और कहीं भी यूज करेंगे, उनका सेवा कराएंगे. That we need not worry. Our worry concern is, may my antakarana shuddhi happen, karma shuddhartham, thereafter nishreyasa prapti. In the nishreyasa prapti, the truth is experienced as my own self. So this is how here we have to do avahya archadeshu sthapya nyasta angam. After having done the anyasa, mam prapujayet. Then you do the puja. These all things next 2 days, if not tomorrow. Tomorrow will be busy in Ramayana more, because we are seeing Sri Ram Bhagavan's Mahaprasthanam tomorrow. Then after that, maybe after 2 days, we will see all these, not according to the Bhagavata here said, but the essence of this only, as the 16 upacharas, while explaining the important significance of every upachara. It may take half day class or 1 day class, I don't know, but we will see. But here, first of all, we are following Bhagavatam, in which Bhagavan is saying what are the steps that are involved in Upasana. And you and I are sincere. At home, you make a notes of all that by going through again, by browsing through the original Bhagavatam meaning. Acha, step 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the things Bhagavan told me to do. Then we arrange all of them systematically. Then we start doing Upasana. Clear? And following this type of Bhagavata's instruction only, later on, all the gurus or rishis, where they may be, they have developed the Shodashopachara Puja Ityadi and have done it and taught the subsequent generations, which has come up to us. यहाँ तक समझ लो. Then yesterday we started this one. Only superficially we have seen it. Now we will see it little more clear. Now who is there in the idol? The Jiva Yukta Paramatma himself, who is Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka. Okay, who was in my heart, now I have invoked him there. We cannot do Upasana to Parabrahma, because beyond any of the Upadhi, therefore he will not receive anything. Nirguna Brahma ka Upasana, in competition with the Saguna Upasana, Bhagavan Shankara Adi have mentioned in the form of meditation, in the Nirguna Manasa Puja, in the Sadachara, Ityadi Grantha. But in general, the Dravya Yukta Upasana is done not to the Nirguna Brahma, but the Saguna Brahma only. Yad Rakna. And what is the Nirguna Saguna Brahma? Tomorrow again we will see in our Omkara Upasana of Taittiriya Upanishad introduction. When Shankara Bhagavan is going to give us Sambandha Bhashya, tomorrow we will see. So now, one thing is very clear. In the idol in front of us, who is there? A living God. What is his name? Your choice. Vishnu or Rama ityadi. And what is his approach or what it is reach? His reach is the Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka. Anda means Brahmanda. Akhilanda means Aneka Koti Brahmandas are there. Of all of the Nayaka is he, his worship we are doing. Never ever should be a doubt come in our heart. So when I am doing Vishnu Puja, Shiva Puja, through that we are doing to Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda. If it is a Mata Rani, if it is anybody, whoever the Devata is that one. Of him now the puja is starting. And what is the puja? Remember, Dravyam offered to him, Indriyas offered to him, Antakarana offered to him. In the Antakarana, Aham, the main one, that also offered to him. The feeling that all of this belongs to him, to create that strongest feeling, all the upasana are done. As a result of which we can really see our identity with these upadhis goes away at that moment of freedom from the upadhi when a guru comes teaches us. Therefore, my dear, now you understood you are not all these upadhis, neither the upadhis belong to you. Then who you are that Sachidananda Brahma. With that knowledge given by Guru, when I discover Satchidananda Brahma, a miracle happens, an Ashcharya happens. What is the Ashcharya? That I, who was thinking as Jiva earlier myself, also Satchidananda Brahma, the Guru who taught me the Karma Yoga earlier, the Upasana Paddhati later on, then the Tattva Jnanam now, he is also Parabrahma. And then the world which I imagined earlier as other than me, apart from me, that also is found to be same Parabrahma. Finally, the Upasya Devata Rama, Krishna or Vishnu whom I was worshipping, that also same Parabrahma. One Parabrahma at various levels or reasons appeared as Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka, appeared as the Guru here, appeared as the Upasya Devata, either appearing as so many jivas. One of them is this. One water Mula Tattva only, somewhere as ocean, somewhere as a perennial river, somewhere as a seasonal river, some other place that as a let us say the lake, in other places a tank, as a rivulet, as a well somewhere. एक ही पानी इतने रूप में है कि नहीं. Same in our own overhead tank, and he alone through the pipe coming and falling in the balti, and the same water which is the ocean alone is lifted by through the mug by you, and we take bath. Is it not? Same pan. Same way, one truth alone at the micro level, in and through everything, macro level, in and through everything is. It is play, it is Leela. Don't ask why he is appearing like that. It is his Maya, it is Leela. Ask how to transcend the Upadhi and see him. These are the sadhanas. Having seen him, experienced him, realizing him, thereafter anything appears in any form. Now it is a truth. It won't create any question or problem. ना प्रश्न रहेगा ना कोई समस्या होएगा जब तत्व भगवान को हम जानते हैं तो. Thereafter, once you know the water, why do you object when it appears as a cloud or the rain or icebergs or the what do you say glaciers? रहने दो, I know, इससे पता चल गया मुझे. आप किसी भी रूप में हो भगवान, अब मैं धोखा नहीं खाऊंगा. मैं जान लिया आपको कि आप हो पानी जल हो जो इतने रूप में रह सकते. See, when you see the water vapor, water and ice block, लगते हैं कि तीनों में संबंध ही नहीं है. But you know, they are the same, one only in the three forms. One Narayana, one Parabrahma only in all these forms. Okay, this is what the acme of Upasana. In that only, while doing this only, you can see all the Karma Bandhanam is going on asanas, and the truth recognition is Shreyas, reality or Atyantika Shreya Prapti, that also is experienced. Okay, now come back to Bhagavatam. What exactly said in this 8-9 slokas? Exactly that one only we study. That only will explain. First, Bhagavan, after invoking in our heart and seeing him permeated in the entire body and having done the upasana of him through the Veda mantra, we have invoked him into the idol. Now into that idol, that Pindanda Nayaka is invoked. Is no more there, no Pindanda Nayaka, he is the Brahmanda Nayaka. Of him we are doing pujas. What are the pujas? First, make an asana for him. And first or second or third, which is first, second, third, as I told you, in 2 days' time, we will explain to you. Here, without talking which is first step or second step, we just understand which are the prakriyas that are involved. स्टेप 1, स्टेप 2, स्टेप 3 नहीं, लेकिन क्या क्या करना है. कहते हैं हाँ, धर्मादिविश्च नवभिः कल्पयित्वा आसनम मम. Make the asana of Paramatma there in that idol. Clear? आसन पे already बिठाया आपने. There is an asana already. On that asana only Bhagavan's murti is there. But that was only the matter, that was only an idol, something, stone. But through the bhavana, through the mantrocharana, we are invoking. So the asana mein, the four kona, the konas are Bhagavan, these four the main gunas called as Dharma, Jnana, Vairagya, Aishwarya. Dharma, Jnana, Vairagya, Aishwarya. Dharma, Jnana, Vairagya, Aishwarya. These are the four corners of the asanam on which Bhagavan is made to be seated. Then that asanam, along with having these four corners, has the Nava Shaktis in that. And in that Navashakti Yukta, Chatushkona Yukta Asana, Bhagavan is made to sit only to make us feel that he is Adhisthana, support for these Chatushaktis as well as Chatushkona Yukta, Dharma Jnana Vairagya Aishwarya, and the Navashakti with which he is managing the entire universe. And which are the Shaktis, which are the Konas, how they are functional in the world, as our mind intellect through Upasana becomes greater and greater Paripakva, these things are understood by us, seen by us. Right now it can't be. Right now our mind intellect is so much engrossed in tamas and rajasa, easily it won't catch. But a day will come through all this Upasana, by God's grace, and our Antakarana becomes Shuddha Sattva, we can visualize that the whole universe is Dharma, Jnana, Vairagya, Aishwarya Yukta, and whole universe is the Navashakti Yukta, and all this seated is God who is making all this happen. And this Dharmadi four corners and Navashakti, we can easily compare with what we are studying in our morning Taittiriya Upanishad as the Panktam. Now, वो पांगतम को यहाँ के धर्माद्वी चतुर्कोणा and नवभी शक्ति बिठाकर both of them matching can be done, but it's very lot of time consuming. It is a homework to you. भगवान के ये चतुः गुण और नवशक्ति only is appearing as the Adi Bhautika Panktam, the three that are told, Adhyatmika Panktam, the three that are told in the morning class. Do you remember that? पृथिव्यन्तरिक्षं द्यौर्दिशोवान्तरदिशाः लोकपाङ्क्तम् अग्निर्वायुरादित्यश्चन्द्रमा नक्षत्राणि देवतापाङ्क्तम्. Then आप ओषधयो वनस्पतय आकाश आत्मा भूतपाङ्क्तम् अथाध्यात्मं प्राणोपानो व्यान उदान समानः वायुपाङ्क्तम् श्रोत्रचक्षुमनो वाक्त्वक् इन्द्रियपाङ्क्तम् चर्म मांस स्नावा अस्ति मज्जा is called as the Dhatupanktam. They are all what? The gross manifestation of Paramatma's, the subtle Shaktis. Mula Shaktis Maya. That Maya divided alone into various Shaktis. Those Shaktis grossified alone are these things at totality level. And these things which are at totality level alone are sent into individualities, because of which every seen individual, whether it is a microbe of a very unicellular organism up to a huge dinosaur, also are supported. Now this has to be heard many times and contemplated. Then only will understand. If you are interested. I am not interested in all of that, so make it simple. Make it simple. In your idol there in front, the Akilanda Kodi Brahmana Nayaka is seated, whom you are look. He is in the form in front of you to your eyes as Salagrama, but to your mind or intellect, he should be Narayana, who is Akilanda Kodi Brahmana Nayaka. Now to him you are doing puja, and the first step is you just do the asana to him, which has got four corners of Dharma, Jnana, Vairagya, Aishwarya, and Navashakti. What are the Navashaktis? Vimala Shakti, Utkarshini Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Yoga Shakti, Brahvi Shakti, Satya Shakti, Ishana Shakti, then Anugraha Shakti. Now, each of the Shakti explanation again a big subject. One Paramatma's Maya Shakti becomes these 9 to maintain the entire universe in its cosmic and in its small form. In its micro and macro. Macro means Ananta Brahman. Micro at the lower level. And this is what the rishis have seen, and that's how they gave it to us. Okay, now in that asanam, what we are doing, next step may. Now I am going fast. Padmam Ashtadalam, that 8 Dala Padma. Karnika Kesara Ujwalam, which has got the Kesarasu, and in between that Karnika. And into that, Ubhabhyam Veda Tantrabhyam Mahyam tu Vayasiddhaye. Into that, the Lord is seated, you imagine. And make that Lord respectfully seated there through Veda, Tantra, Ukta Mantras. We have already said yesterday, chanted them. असुनीते वर्णस्माश्चक्षुप्रप्राणमहनो देवों योग पश्यम सूर्यमुच्चरन्तं अनुमते मृण्यान स्वस्ति वेदमन्त्रं देन अस्यामूर्तो जीवस्तिष्ठतु अस्यामूर्तो सर्वेन्द्रियाणि मनस्तक्चक्षुश्रोत्रैवाग्राणवाक्पाणिपादवायुवस्ताख्यानि प्राणोपानव्यानोदन समानाः आगत्य सुखं चिरं तिष्ठन्तु स्वाहा. Like that, so many mantras are there given to us by the visionaries, by the rishis. Whichever is familiar to you, un mantro say, unko बिठाना. Okay, it is more preferable because Bhagavan said. And I can't do, don't cry, just imagine Bhagavan is made seated. Why the mantras? Because they are given by the Lord or the Rishi, they are authentic. While chanting the mantra, there is a time given to us in which we can really feel that Lord is made to be seated in the Karnika, surrounded by Kesara, in the center of the Ashtadala Padma, which is kept on the asana, which has got 4 konas of Jnana Vairagya Aishwarya Dharma, and which has got the Navada Shakti. See, this is such a great exercise. By this, what is happening? Our senses, our mind, all of them are brought into a conscious, concentrated effort to focus on one Paramatma and seva to him. This is called upasana. Without this way consciously focusing our faculties in imagining Paramatma and doing upasana to him in all these steps, it is never called as puja. Try to do this way and never say it is impossible. Little by little while, when we do, when we add, then it can be made possible. Right now it is difficult but not impossible. But when I keep on doing, every difficulty thing can become easier. We can do it. And as it as difficult as any of the technical knowledges or any of the finer, no, itna asan hai. Every art in the world is so difficult. Every science is so difficult. Easy among all of them is this one. भरतनाट्यम सीख के देख कितना मुश्किल है, क्रिकेट सीख के देख कितना मुश्किल है, खाना बना के देख कितना मुश्किल है, उतना मुश्किल नहीं है. It's only our non-interest, our laziness, our ashraddha. That's called a jiva. That's called the daurbhagya of the jiva, that the liberating knowledge and the upasanas is not having interest in that. It's like a child. The health giving good food he doesn't want, health spoiling junk food he wants. No difference between that child and this child. He is a child at that level. We are child at our own evolution level. That's the farak. That's called Balaha Pravadanti. In Gita it is said. Here also Nasamparaya Pratibhati Balam. In Katha Upanishad we saw it. Okay. Now come back. This much is done. How many things are done? You have made all the arrangements outside, sitting position, everything is done. Invoke the Lord in your heart and seen him in the whole body. Then you have done your own Atma Puja. And that Lord through Veda Tantra Mantra, before you invoking him in that idol, you made an asana, and that asana is of these Chatushkona and Navada Shakti. In that you made all the lotus. In that lotus only the idol is there. To that idol you are invoking Prana Pratishtha through these Vaidika Tantrika Mantras. So in the sequence here, भगवान ने कहा पहले क्या पाद्य उपस्पर्शन करो ये सब, but sequence में क्या होना चाहिए now? Arrangements are made, idol also kept there, whether the lotus is there or not physically. Every day you can't fetch a lotus. You can make a silver lotus. You can make any of the material matter lotus. किसी भी धातु से फिर वो हो सकता है आपके लिए. नहीं भी है, but you can imagine. So, there is a Chatushkona Yukta, Navada Shakti Yukta आसन ही होना है ऐसी गारंटी नहीं है. It is only in our own bhavana. Whichever the asana you are making the Lord sit, that asana has got this Chatushakti and also this Navadha Shakti. Chaturkodana. That is how the Pita Puja it is called as. Hmm. Hmm. सकलगुणात्मशक्तियुक्ताय योगपीठात्मने नमः आधारशक्त्यै नमः मूलप्रकृत्यै नमः आदिवराहाय नमः आदिकूर्माय नमः अनन्ताय नमः पृथिव्यै नमः आदित्यादि नवग्रहदेवताभ्यो नमः दशदिक्पालेभ्यो नमः. These are the mantras chanted through which what is said here, the Navashakti and Chatushguna, Chatus Sadguna of the Bhagwan are invoked in the Pitha or the Asana. What we call as Pitha Puja or Asana Puja is in that Pitha or Asana in whichever we are making the Lord seated on that through this mantra, these are invoked. Then the lotus is invoked. Imagine in that already the idol is there. Into the idol, so this Parsha with the Darbhar, with the hand, the Bindanda Paramatma is invoked there as the Brahmanda Nayaka. To him now the puja starts. Okay, Ubhabhyam Vedatan. Unko, फिर what is said in the earlier mantras only called as Dipadyam, Argyam, Achamaniyam, Ityadi we have to do. Okay, that is called Prana Pratishtha. After Prana Pratishtha is done, then Dhyayami, Avahyami, Asanam Sarpayami. These are all the sequence of mantras. Padyam Sarpayami, Argyam Sarpayami, Achamanam Sarpayami, Snaniyam Sarpayami, Udvartanam Karomi, Vastram Samarpayami, Upavitam Sarpayami, Gandham Sarpayami, Kukum Sarpayami, then Samasta Alankaran Avaranana, Pushpamalam Samarpayami. This is how every of this step consciously we do in such a way the whole mind is soaked in devotion as well as the practice of these steps in which the seva upasana puja bhagwan is done. करना पड़ता है बाबा. बट एक बात सुनो भाई, बताने कब बता सक ये बात क्लिक होएगा. Anything we have to do in life, whether it is worldly thing, whether it is our dharmadi practice, upasana, sarshravanam or dhyanam, that recklessness, that carelessness, that erraticness, that non-interestedness, and that doubtfulness, all these should be replaced with faith, with the consciousness, with the sincere attempt or practice. देखो बिना उसका ना जिंदगी का मजा नहीं आता. You know, we have seen it, though we have not even come to 0.11%, but we have seen it in Pujya Gurudev. There is no activity which he does without the utmost perfection, with total attentiveness. For him, even a mundane of the activity also is highly sacred. We can see in that work of him the total consciousness. In fact, the conscious Paramatma only is doing that action with total perfection. We can see in him. I don't know how he got that one. कितने जन्म में practice किया या कितना मेहनत करके किए. But how to come to even 0.01% of that perfection, we don't know. I'm talking about doing these upasanas with utmost attentiveness and perfection. For that, we are giving example of Gurudev, in whom we are saying that we have seen there is an utmost perfection, not only when he guides the students on the seat of meditation at 4:30 in the morning, but throughout the day, any mundane thing he does, there is no negligence, there is no recklessness, there is no carelessness, there is a total utmost 100% perfection. This is called the sign of Mahajnani, Mahabhakta, Mahayogi put together. Everything, point one. We have never seen Puja Gurudev left his khadao just like that. Ek teda ho gaya, ek meda ho gaya. Absolutely positioned. We have never seen Puja Gurudev stick from the hand when he was putting somewhere to sit on the asana, has slipped and fell down. First time he is seeing that place. But it was enough for him in that microsecond. He sees where is the wall, where is the handle of the stick, in what way if it is put, it will not fall. He will put it. When he sits on the asan, how he sets his whatever the uttariyam, and how he takes that microphone and keeps it there, everything masterly. You can see divinity manifest in action in Gurudev. I have not seen any Mahatmas. Many Mahatmas may be there, I have not come across. Many of them are there in perfect in one or two things. In Puja Gurudev's case, everything. When he makes that mic on, when he starts giving the lecture, his every movement of the body, there is not even one moment anything we see, it is happening without awareness, without full application, therefore without perfection. एक चीज भी नहीं. Even when lecture is over, the way he gets up from the asana, his consciousness manifest actually. When he gets out of the asana, he goes and gets it cut out, then looking at the people, giving whatever the smile or the whatever, going and sitting in the car. Everything is masterly. At least we should recognize that it is possible and we should feel to do that, and little by little we can do in every activity of our life in the same way in upasana. May this become, may Gurudev become the source of inspiration for us. May we learn from him, copy him. There is nothing wrong. Tomorrow is Aradhana day, almost 30 years, we can learn it. Thereafter, when you see Puja Gurudev on the dining table, a day advance only we are remembering his glory. The way he comes and sits, हड़क फड़क करके कुर्सी को खींच के सबके दिल धड़कन होना. No, he just looks at who are the people and slowly, nobody knows that he has pulled it and sat. I would already pulled and kept it, he sits. The way he sits. 1 second enough. Perfect according to the height of the table. Everywhere the height of the table is different. हर एक घर में एक measured थोड़ी होता है. He looks at. And the whole thali, the things that are there, people who are serving, items that are there, then planning what is to be eaten. Perfect. The way he mixes and puts in the mouth, so perfection. It is an, if you want to see how Bhagavan lives, works, you see Gurudev, there's enough. Then the way he goes to the sink to wash hands, or when you, and then taking the towel, there is no carelessness anywhere. There's no absent-mindedness anywhere. There's no insincerity anywhere. It is divinity working. The way he wipes his hand to the towel also, or a hanky, it's a perfection. Again, when he's on his working table, the way he pulls that writing pad, not ऐसे फटाक से खींच लिया तो दूसरे दो किताब नीचे गिर गए. That we stupid fellows do with all our frustrated life. When he takes out that writing pad, there is a respect in it. When he puts it properly, folds it respect. When he takes the pen and opens the cap and keep that cap in such a place, fully respectfully. The way he holds the pen, we have seen all that. Every letter he writes, every word is a perfection. After that, when the letter is folded, he looks at which size cover they have put. The A2, A4, A1, different envelopes they put. Then he folds up to that level and inserts it and puts that, then stamp खुद ही लगाकर बढ़िया सा address लिखते हैं. Then he's put so systematically all those 50, 60 letters he writes every day. I'm telling you, divinity in manifestation. When he takes even snuff, because he has got that nostril problem, when he wipes it with the hanky and folds, lecture is going on one side. Same time, he takes out, wipes and folds it, keeps in pocket in such a beautiful way that he is taking care both of the hanky, both of his hand and the pocket with such a respect that itself is Bhagavan. Because उनको हर चीज भगवान ही है. And when he goes to any of the temple, the way he goes to that Lord, he looks at him, does the parikrama, does pranam, any flowers are there, the way he offers. I tell you, you can write books only on Puja Gurudev's, how he lived, he manifested divinity. Those who could see, they have seen, they are lucky. See means what? Not seeing physically like a cinema, seeing the divinity expressing through. Same Gurudev when he is in any of the cultural show presentation. how he sits there, according to the show demonstrated, how he changes the moods, how he encourages all the children, youth who are participating. Perfection. Same Gurudev when he sits for the huge number of committee people at the central level, addressing them, listening to them. I tell you, we have seen Bhagwan. अब भगवान को हमें डाउट ही नहीं है हमको. It's not. We're not just saying. It's seeing, therefore saying. See to believe it. Why I'm saying all that is what? When these upasanas are done, little by little, day by day, our job is not to do mechanically the things every day, but while doing the process as it is understood, add these things. So every day there should be perfection. Improve on. There's no end to that perfection. Through that only we improve and show our devotion and Shraddha to the Lord whom we have invoked there. Same way, when a flower we take, offer it to the Lord exactly at His feet. When you do the agarbatti, exactly at nostrils. Just when you do the arti karpuram, everything perfect. You see, this is called meditation. This is called as the upasana time meditation. Meditation through upasana. And there are great bhaktas like Puja Gurudev and all of them. While doing this upasana, they've already merged in the Lord. Lord only is doing upasana through him of his own self. ऐसे भी cases हैं. कुछ कुछ लोग रुक ही जाते हैं. Like great bhaktas like Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa and all, they put flower on their head, they put on the next people. उनको पता नहीं क्योंकि सब जगह मेरी माँ ही है काली माता, तो he does it. We all, never do all that and we think, ऐसा पागल है, ऐसा होता नहीं है. At least stop insulting or misunderstanding those Mahatmas. You do not accept, agree, but don't disagree or hate or dislike or make comments like reporters and invoke the papam unnecessarily. मैं तो इतना कहता हूँ बाबा. नाम नहीं मानो चलेगा, लेकिन वो इंसल्ट मत करना, महापाप है होता है. बट हम तो जानते हैं, मानते हैं, करना भी चाहते हैं धीरे धीरे. Okay, now we spoke about all the steps involved vocally, which we'll again see in a day or two. Here, Bhagavan Krishna is saying that only to that asana, when you imagine lotus, in that already put idol, you are putting the Brahmanda Nayaka as a, Pindanda Nayaka as Brahmanda Nayaka, and to him now, Padyargya Asamaniyadi, please do it. Padya Upasparshan Arhanadin Upacharan Pakalpayet. हो गया. Now, after that is done, the steps will be telling day after tomorrow. He says, along with your upasana done to me, all my avaranas, ayudhas, and the parshadas, they are also me only, and they are the ones which will come to help you or rescue your unka bhi aapa upasana karo. So Bhagwan is there, his avaranas are there, his ayudhas are there. Be attentive. In our case, I am different. The my avaranas, ayudas, dresses are different for me. Is it not? My khada and me are not same. But in case of Paramatma, he himself is the Paramatma. He himself is his clothes. He himself is avaranas. He himself is alankara. He himself is his ayudas. He himself is vahanas. Our idea is what? Therefore, one divine Paramatma, when we pray to him, himself becomes all those ayudas and blesses us. Takes care of us. Now, what is the proof for this? You are all lucky people. If you really tune to, didn't we see it yesterday, day before, in our Valmiki Ramayana, when Bhagavan was going for Mahaprasthanam? Was it not mentioned? All his ayudhas have taken the human form and following him. The Omkara, the Vashatkara, the Gayatri Mantra. Didn't we see that? देखो वो और ये मैच हो रहा है कि नहीं. Bhagavan's everything is divyam. In other words, every jada you are seeing here, for the purpose of utilization or activity, it is appearing to be jada, but to a visionary who has transcended the jada and touched the conscious self in the heart, there is nothing called jada in this world. Everything is Chaitanyamayam, Brahmamayam. To that level, we have to grow. That is our goal. And for that, this type of upasana bhavana to a great extent helps, provided we know the processes and do sincerely, systematically. Okay, now come to the place. He says, "Who are? What are these? All items we have to do worship." भगवान ने दिया और जिस दिन आप जितना कर सकते हो उतना करो, बट कुछ तो दिन हो ऐसा जीवन में जहाँ ये सब हम कर पावे. At least after retirement, those 3-4 years, we must involve in this kind of a puja. Enjoy that also. Any sadhana told by our Shastra and Guru, don't say no, first of all. And along with our life living, whatever is possible, let us do. Don't have that funny mentality कि मेरे से नहीं हो सकता वगैरह. छोड़ दो उसको. गुरु भगवान को मांगो, करवाएंगे हमसे. वो जब कहते हैं तो करते जाना. So these are the ayudhas of him. Sudarshanam. What is Sudarshanam? Chakra. भगवान का सुदर्शन चक्रम. विद दैट भयंकर एनिमी सब वो भगवान फिनिश कर देते हैं और भक्तों का धर्म का रक्षा करते हैं. बोलो ओम श्री सुदर्शन रूप परमात्मने नमः. श्री महाविष्णवे नमः. देन द पांचजन्यम. What is Panchajanyam? The conch, the Shankha. That Shankha also is an Ayudha. With that blowing only, he announces his arrival as well as readiness to fight and finish the enemies, the Rakshasas. Bhagavan's Panchajanya Dhvani is an assurance of protection to the devotee and is an assurance and destruction of the Rakshasas, the Shatrus of the Dharma. So the Panchajanyam, Shankha ka bhi puja kiya. Then third one, Gada. Not Gadha. Gada. Pehla wala da, not second dha. The Gada, name of Gada Bhagavan is Kaumodaki. Kaumodaki is the name of Bhagavan. Gada नाम है. That also Bhagavan only in that form. तो उनका भी हमने प्रणाम किया, उपासना किया. ओम कौ शंख ना like this. ओम सुदर्शन चक्राय नमः. ओम पांचजन्य शंखाय नमः. ओम कौमोदकी गदाय नमः. Like that upasana. Okay? Sudarshanam, Panchajanyam, Gada. Then Asi. Asi is the Khadga Bhagavan which has in his hand, and that name of the Khadga is Nandaki. Nandakine Namaha. Nandaki is the name of the Khadga of Bhagavan. Depending on the Rakshasa he is using, whichever the weapon is required, that he will use. ज़्यादा दूर है तो धनुर्बाण करेंगे, पास में तो गदा से और पास में तो खड्ग से. He will do all that. So Asi means this Nandaki named sword. We are doing upasana. Om Nandaki Nama Asine Namaha. Okay. Then Ishu Dhanuhu. The arrow as well as Dhanuhu. Is it not? The Bhagavan's the Ishu Dhanu. So Vishnu's Dhanuhu of that also name is Sharanga Dhanva. Sharanga, not Saranga. Sharanga. Ra and dono ada ada ga pura. Sharanga is the name of Dhanu of Bhagavan Vishnu. Sharangane Namaha. That is what Vanamali Gadi Sharangi Shankhi Chakri Chanandaki Sriman Narayano Vishnu Vasudevo Virakshato Vasudevo Virakshato Namahite. In fact, this one mantra is enough. You do not struggle to chant all Vishnu Sahasranama. इससे ही सब मिल जाएगा. Doesn't mean don't chant it. If at all a time comes where we can't. Okay, so Sharanga Dhanu along with the Bana, the arrows, done puja. Then Hala. Bhagavan also has got the Hala, the what do you call that? The Hala which the Parashurama has got as an आयुधम ना, वो भी उनके पास है. वो अपने भाई को उन्होंने दिया. या फोटो के टाइम भगवान भाई से लेकर पिक्चर लेकर वापस दिए होंगे. But he's got Haline Namaha, Halaidhai Namaha. He himself came as Parashurama and all this. Of that also upasana. Then the Musalam. In some cases he used this Musalam also. Musalam is और जिससे आप ना वो कूट कर वगैरह को आप करते ना, that is called Musala, which is now भगवान कृष्ण अवतार का यादवों का फिनिश का यही कारण बनेगा. मुसला पेसल इट इज कॉल्ड एज मोर्टर एंड पेसल, लंबा होता है, उससे कूटते हैं. Nowadays, in every house, you can have the small thing. कोई कोई आयुर्वेद डॉक्टर ने कहा एवरीबडी इज मेकिंग सम कषायम एवरी डे. सुबह सुबह मैं यहाँ सब सुनता हूँ डेली. You must be following somebody. Thousands of people are guiding the people in the TV nowadays. तो कोई कोई कूटते रहते हैं. So that small says it is. This is big. Musalam. Then next one is kaustubham. The kaustuba money in the heart of the Lord. Upasana uska bhi karna. Then the beautiful is mala. Bhagavan has got the Vaijayanti mala in his heart. Of that also the upasana done. Finally, Srivatsa. Srivatsa is a birthmark of Lord Vishnu. हम सबका है ना मोल ऑन द राइट लेफ्ट बोलते हैं ना, दैट बर्थ स्पॉट इज कॉल्ड श्रीवत्स चिह्न. Of that also we have to do the upasana. Now all that is giving us a training to imagine Lord Narayana as he appears and as he is described in all our Shastra. And in that upasana, उसी रूप में आपको दर्शन भी होएगा. Clear? Then comes the upasana to the Ashtaparshada and Mukhya Parshada of Paramatma. Who are they? Nanda, Sunanda, Garuda, Ityadi. Of that tomorrow we will see. Clear? After this is done, then we will take up all the Shodashopachara and we will explain each one of them because the context is there. आज नहीं तो कल कभी हम सुनने का हमको इच्छा है तो सुनेंगे, एक आइडिया आएगा. Now let us go for Sri Ramachandra Mahaprasthanam in our Sri Valmiki Ramayana. Thank you.